Caution, incoming phone spin. I need the phone aimed so that it's not mirrored for this video. Brief introduction to the subject matter, which is the great transfer of wealth. You may have heard of that introduction. The channel name, Common Sense Carl. Polyev, the conservatives, plagiarized that common sense thing a couple of years after I started the channel. Second point, as James Roguski is to the WHO's pandemic accord, I am to the WEF, although I don't claim to be in Mr. Roguski's league by any stretch of the imagination. But as I do videos, I ferret out and find the WEF members, not just in our Canadian politics, but on a global level. A comment from TikTok. I mean, I've heard some comments on TikTok. I don't know what the WEF is, or the IDU's the bad guy. I'll be doing a series on them. The IDU, International Democracy Union, doesn't compare to the WEF. But anyways, a comment from last night left me shaking my head. It was a comment on TikTok. The WEF are just a bunch of billionaires that know poverty rates are increasing and want to stop it, so the market doesn't crash and they lose all their money. There is no conspiracy. Now, I've heard they're nothing burger. They're the good guys. They hold no power. But this one, let me run through it again. The WEF are just a bunch of billionaires that know poverty rates are increasing and want to stop it so the market doesn't crash and they lose all of their money. Okay, incoming chart here, but let me preface it a bit. In 1971, America and the world followed, went off the gold standard and went to a fiat currency. And the federal governments began to rack up debt on the theory that we, the peasants, gross domestic product, it would be okay, no worries. And of course, we, the peasant, pay taxes to pay the interest on the debt that the countries were running. Which brings me to the great transfer of wealth. You may have heard about it. Basically, from 2019, 2020 to 22, almost 1/3 of the total wealth in the world was transferred from we, the working peasants, to the, I'll refer to them as the oligarchs. Now, a lot of people are going to say, hey, it started happening, was happening long before 1971, the Rothschilds, J.P. Morgan, etc. Yeah, but the scale and scope changed big time when we went off the gold standard. So back to this $300 trillion worth of wealth transfer. I'm going to hold up a chart here. I'll wave it around a little because I can't see where I'm aimed. And it's not to scale, but it is a visual representation. Again, it's not to scale. I'm sure there are several charts out there that are to scale that you could find on the internet. So, what happened in 2021 and 22? Well, we know what happened. Absolutely. So how did the wealth get transferred? This vast, extraordinary amount of money. Well, there were a lot of ways that, people thought things were free, but our tax dollars paid for those things. Don't forget, everybody was testing, because they were free. No, they were on our tax bill. But that was only part of that $300+ trillion. Remember, they closed all the mom and pops, but the big chains stayed open. Oh yeah. 2 weeks. No, it was 2-3 years. So Walmart, Costco, Amazon. That transfer of wealth. And where did it end up? In the oligarchs' pockets. And who are the oligarchs? They're all WEF members, just about 2-1. Maybe a few Russians aren't, you know what I mean? But, yeah. have you heard of the shrinking middle class? Well, yeah, the shrinking middle class. So back to that statement, the WEF are just a bunch of billionaires that know poverty rates are increasing. Yeah, they know poverty rates are increasing and want to stop it so the market doesn't crash and they lose all their money. There's no conspiracy. Wow, what an incredible statement. Yeah. Anyways, I guess I'll just leave the vid here. Oh, incoming phone spin.